Good morning, people. So I am sharing the story of how the Lord had called me to Valor Christian College. So originally I went to this D3 school in Whittier, California called Whittier College, which happens to be 5 minutes away from my church. In this time, while I was at Whittier College, it was like I was there for 4.5 years. I took an extra year because of COVID. I was blessed enough to get another year for sports as well. But in this process, I believe my church around this time was starting to push people to start going to Valor. I remember we had a good amount of people attend Valor or go to Valor, whether it was on campus or through online, which is very cool because they give you the opportunity to choose whether you want to go in person or do it online because everybody's situation is different. But in this process, I believe this was around like 22 or 21. I was feeling the nudge, but I just wasn't really taking my walk seriously. And in this time, I was like, all right, like I would want to get an extra degree. I would want that, this, that, and the third or whatever. And in this time, I was just like whatever. Like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know? And so in 22, I was blessed enough I had started my pro career. But even in this time of like when I would finish up my season, I remember my church would always like encourage us to go to Valor. And I was just like I don't know. Like I'm done with school. Like I don't want to do school. I'm cool. Because my family, my sisters, my oldest sister, she's book smart. And not saying I'm not book smart or anything like that, but I just was very lazy. I didn't really apply myself like I should have. Um, and so throughout this process, the years go by. I'm still playing ball, of course. But this time I started going overseas. I started going overseas to play football. In 23, I went to Germany. 24, I went to Belgium, and last year I went to Germany again. But in this process, I would say in 25, I feel in 24 also the Lord was still calling me to go to Valor. I believe the Lord was calling me to go to Valor, but I was just getting into a groove. I started taking my walk a lot more seriously that year. Then fast forward to 25, pieces started to fall into place, right? I'm overseas. Um, but everything took a turn to where I'm like, okay, I need to like really lock in with the Lord and really give him my yes. So it's my second week of season, and I'm out there in Germany. Things started hitting the fan. I know there's a saying, it's like you just gotta be careful what you pray for, what you ask the Lord for. And I remember there was this worship song called Slow Me Down. And in this process, the Lord slowed everything down where I was telling you everything wasn't going right. Um, I remember Wi-Fi at my apartment went out for like 6 to 7 days. My head coach had got fired week 2 of the season. And my mom, I remember my brother had called me after a practice, and my mother was rushed to the hospital. There was some health issues that was going on, and in this time, my brother, who isn't a believer, but I pray he eventually sees this. He had told me, he was like, "Do what you've been doing, leave it in God's hands." And I remember it was like maybe middle of the week. I'm reading the book of Isaiah, and randomly I get that urge to pray. Throwing some worship music, I'm praying, and I was like, "All right, Lord, if it's your will, um, and my mom can make it through." I don't want to say like I was like I know we got to be mindful of how we ask the Lord of things, but I hope you guys understand my heart posture with this. So I was just praying. I was like, all right, Lord, if it's your will, and my mom makes it through, I don't know who I got to talk to, but I would talk to one of my pastors, whoever's back home, and I just want to be more equipped when you send me out. And in this process, in this time, I'm just stressing and stuff like that. I remember we had another practice, and I get a call from my brother. He was like, "I'm just letting you know, mom is heading home." And I was like, "Oh, praise God." And I instantly thought of Valor. I was like, "Oh, dang, okay, oh yeah, okay." And so I talked to some of my pastors, and got connected with them, and I told them I was on the fence, but I told them the whole situation and they understood. And I was blessed enough, one of my application fees, or my application fee, got paid for. And I was a little nervous because I wasn't seeing anything happen. I was like, Lord, did I just do this, like, or ask of this, and like this isn't where I'm called to be, And in this time, I was all right, like, I'm just waiting. And now it's like we're halfway through the season, or I think we had 2 games left. And in this time, I was just like, okay, probably nothing's gonna happen. And I remember I had sent my oldest brother a link to our game for the next day, and I get a phone call, and it was a bad phone call. And my oldest brother, we had lost. And I was just like, oh dang, like, I was emotional in the moment. I was like, I got a game tomorrow, and I'm like, this is a lot to take in. And then I get an email like 4 hours after, and I wasn't thinking nothing was gonna happen with the Valor thing. And all glory be to God, I got accepted in 4 hours after finding out tragic news. And I played a game that following day. We won, and then that following Monday, school started. And mind you, I haven't been in school in like four-ish years. And I was like, this is a lot going on. Um, but it took me a minute to get in, to a groove, the workload and all that stuff, being away from home, hours ahead of everybody. And it was just a whole lot of moving by faith. And all glory be to God. I've been doing good online. I know it's not in person, but I've been blessed enough that I've been seeing his hand move throughout this process, just learning a lot. And I know sometimes it can be hard, but time management has been a big thing. But even in this process, the Lord has been stretching me, been pruning me, as well as he's been preparing me even more. Um, and I know that's something I pray for, just wanting more of God, and just to be used as a vessel, and just to be equipped even more. And I'm very blessed that I got accepted into Valor, and I'm on pace to graduate in the spring of 27. Um, but I just want to say Valor has been a big help, a big blessing. And I do want to encourage those that, if you're kind of questioning, I don't like school, or I want more of God, I'm looking for a Bible college, I encourage you to go to Valor Christian College. It has changed my life tremendously. Um, and I just know that they're equipping us and sending us out to make disciples, as we're called to do in Matthew 28:19. Um, but I just pray that this blesses you, and I encourage you guys, attend Valor Christian College.